Good morning to all students. So, so in the last lecture, we have seen up to the set or reset priority. So in today's lecture, we will going to see the set or reset function blocks, which are going to use this kind of priorities. Okay. So there is another way the set or reset functionality can be implemented is with the function block. This is the first what you call it as option for set or reset buttons. It is set or reset priority. Another is set or reset function blocks. Okay, they can be used not only in ladder logic but also in function block diagram and structured text. Okay, they are pretty straightforward. These are pretty straightforward and very easy to use. So what is smart about these function blocks is that the set and reset condition are in the same place. Okay, it's not different. Because of this, there are actually two different function blocks that can be implement the set or reset functionality. So there are two function blocks. Okay, different one. Each of these two function blocks has a different priority for the set and also the reset. Okay, so first one is SR function block. Okay, so the first function block is officially called a monoflop with a dominant set, but it is also referred to a set or reset function block. Okay, this has a set as the highest priority, which means that the output will be set if both set and reset conditions are true at the same time. Okay, for that purpose only the output will be set. So here how I'll show you the working of this SR function block. Okay, here how it works. Okay, as you can see, it has one input for setting and one input for resetting. On the other side, it has the output. Okay, S1 and R are the inputs for setting, for resetting. Q1 is the output. Next one is RS function block. Okay, so RS function block, as you can see here, it is also a monoflop with dominant reset. Basically, it works in the exact same way as with the other set or reset function block, with one crucial difference. Okay, now we have to see what is the crucial difference. With this block, you will have reset as the highest priority. In this case, set was the highest priority. In this RS function block, it has the reset has the highest priority. So if both the conditions are true at the same time, the output will be reset as the final result. Okay, if the operation shows two conditions, that is set or reset at the both time at the same time, the output will be reset because it has the highest priority. Okay, structure is same. So now we are going to see how to build logic with ladder logic. Okay, so okay, as you have learned about this ladder, okay, what you called as set and reset logic instructions, I think it's time to start building some actual logic. Okay, so to be a good PLC programmer in ladder logic, it's not only to know about the instructions. Okay, it's not sufficient. It is to be able to solve problems using ladder logic. Then only you will called as a good PLC programmer. So we will see how some examples of real world problems are solved with ladder logic PLC programs. Okay, so there is one thing I would like to do when solving problems with ladder logic is to think in conditions. Okay, there are different conditions which we have to think in. This is more formally known as a combinational logic, combinatorial logic. Okay, so you probably even heard about it before. I might be no or don't know, or at least the logic gates. These are the combinatorial logic. Okay, you have heard that in your analog theory. Okay, so now we are going to see logic gate with PLC instructions. So the first example is interlocking. So because with simple instructions you can build the logic required to make up an interlocking functionality. Interlocking is used in many PLC applications. The reason why it prevents thing from being active while other things are active. Okay, so it's quite an isolation process. A well-known example of this is star or delta motor. We have a circuit or what you call as setup in our automation control lab, which is using PLC for start or delta starter. Okay, motor. So if you are controlling this star delta motor with a PLC, you have to make sure that the output of the star relay cannot be activated. If the delta relay output is active, okay, you have to make sure that the output of star relay should not be activated if the delta relay output is active and vice versa. So we will see some simple logic which is start or stop logic example. Okay, let's have a look on this simple example of interlocking with two motors where only one can run at a same time. Okay, there are two different motors in which only one can run at a time. So each motor has a start and a stop button. Okay, to start and stop the motor. You can see here these are the two motors. It has two buttons. First one is start and second one is stop. Okay, so the start and stop of the motors can be implemented with the latching or set or reset. Okay, set or reset functions. So in this example we are going to see the latching, okay, which is examine if closed or normally open instruction. Already we have seen latching in the previous slides. So it is I have chosen latching because with this simple instruction we can quickly implement the logic. Okay, so the first condition for the start and stop buttons for each motor is of course conditions for the motor to start or stop. We should look at the conditions for the motor. Okay, and since the motor can be in two states, we need to look at the conditions for both of these states. Okay, first one is start and not stop. Okay, so in that case motor is active. In second state stop, motor is inactive. So since the motor can be only in two different states, first one is start and stop, we only have to look at the conditions for the motor to be activated. Okay, because if these conditions are false, the motor will be inactive. So we can also add the latching functionality which will be the motor themselves. So first one is start or motor and not stop. Okay, means when what is important to notice here is that we have broken down a function description into logic. Okay, so each of the buttons and the motor represents conditions for the states of motor. So between these are the logic relations between them. Okay, you can see the diagram here. You can see here start or motor. Okay, start or motor and not stop. So we will see how it works. So these kind of logical relationships can be implemented easily with a ladder logic because Each of these logic relationships can be translated into ladder logic. Okay, so we are going to see OR OR and AND gates with ladder logic. So the logic relationship between the start button and the motor itself is OR. Okay, you can see here start or motor. Okay, either the start button or the motor will set the motor active. Hmm? Okay, so in ladder logic, the OR logic is implemented with a parallel connection of two instructions. For example, you can see here these are the parallel operation of two instructions. This is OR logic. Okay, start or motor. Okay, so when we are going to see, and it will be in multiplication. Okay, in series. So for parallel it is OR logic. For multiplication or for series combination it is AND logic. Okay, we you know that basically. So you can see here logic expression is A or B. You can see here this is the symbol for logic gate symbol for OR. Okay, then A and B. This is how ladder logic is developed for this expression and for this symbol. Okay, two parallel instructions at the same time. So on the other hand, the stop button has to be not pressed for the motor. Okay, and keep being activated for motor to be keep being activated. But the logic relationship between the start and motor and the stop button is AND. Okay, AND is the logic relationship because of for the motor to be activated, other the start conditions and not the stop button had to be true. Okay, so you can see here AND logic is implemented with ladder logic as a serial connection of instructions. Okay, you can see here this is the logical expression for AND A and B. This is your logic gate symbol for and you can see here the ladder logic. Okay, it is in connection. Okay, serial connection. So OR and okay and not stop. Hmm? So one of the major advantages of this one of the major advantage of the ladder logic is that you can graphically build any logic, because if you follow these lines from left to right at each network, you can see the logic relationship between the instructions. So by looking at this instruction, okay, you can see here this is an OR logic relationship from left to right, then and then not. You can easily understand the graphical representation by using this ladder diagram. Okay, so OR always has two options. OR means this one, it has two options and thereby two lines. Okay, and has only one option and therefore only one line. Okay, because this is what logic represents. So now next one is not logic gate with ladder logic. Okay, this is the logical expression for not A. You have already know what is the output of not. Okay, so you can see here there is a circle after the symbol for not. So this is logical operation not A. This is the symbol gate symbol, and this is what ladder logic expression for not A looks like. Okay, so you can see here there is one logic relationship between the conditions. So for the motor to be active and the stop button has to not be pressed, for this we will use not logic. Okay, for that particular function we are using not logic. Not logic or negation can be implemented with a negated contact. This is negated contact either in the ladder logic or as a negated physical contact. Okay, these are also known as example if open or normally closed instructions. Okay, you can see here. So now this ladder logic will finally look after the logic relationships are implemented. Okay, so now we are going to see, I think the figure is not available here.